All right. Coaching, and then I have to think about the draft class this year. Oh boy, that's gonna be fun. Um, so Ron Rivera, Scott Turner, Jack Del Rio, and Nate Katzer. Even though Nate Katzer, I don't think I'm going to talk much about him because he really didn't, aside from the kickoff / punt returns for the touchdown, and then the Dustin Hopkins play, which I don't think it had something to do with him anyway. Um, didn't do much. So I'll just probably say, but Ron Rivera, this is your second year. Even though you went 7-9, won the division, high expectations, right? Everyone's saying, oh, Washington can win 10 to 11 games. You made poor decisions, man. Ron Rivera did. Made poor decisions in the offseason, not bringing a better quarterback. He brought Curtis Samuel, which we thought would contribute. Oops, didn't work. Tight ends, I got to give him credit for bringing in Ricky Seals-Jones, who was solid, who was solid this year. Whatever. He hit gold with bringing in extra offensive linemen and making trades. Okay. But aside from that, your play calling was soft. When people called you Riverboat Ron, but when you needed to go for it on fourth down and clutch things, you didn't do it. You kept on either punting or kicking field goals. And bringing Dustin Hopkins back was ridiculous because he wasn't a clutch kicker at all. You just literally sat there looking up into the sky or just with your hands in your pocket looking stoic or whatever. Poor excuse, couldn't handle the media as well, either. So you regressed this year, man. And heading into year 3, you need to step up. And I'll do other recorded sessions or other podcast episodes or whatever discussing what this team needs to do moving forward. But you were just bad. From bringing in a guy like Chris Blewett, are you kidding me? Chris Blewett as your kicker, you release that and you bring Chris Blewett. What was that, man? Not going for it on fourth downs when needed. Trusting too much in Taylor Heineke? Really? Okay. Enough about him. Scott Turner, next up. Bad play calling. Really, really bad play calling this year. Making horrible gadget plays. And Ron Rivera and Scott Turner offensively. What was this? Run, third and long, pass incomplete. Run, third down and long, pass incomplete. It was so predictable. Both things were predictable. Both things. And gadget plays to Curtis Samuel? Are you kidding me? Really? That's why you brought Curtis Samuel to Washington? For him to be a gadget guy? Now, I understand you want to be conservative with him, but use him this year. If you don't get another wide receiver, just throw him down. Throw it down the field. Throw the passes down the field, y'all. Y'all need to do a lot of thinking in year 3. You do. Play calling was predictable. A 7-10 record. And there you go. The offense didn't do enough. And that's what held back. You see, if you notice the key pattern, aside from the offensive line, I gave harsh grades to the quarterback, wide receiving core, and the running backs were okay. But that's why the offense did poorly, in my opinion. Because Ron Rivera and Scott Turner's play calling was awful. It was bad. So Ron Rivera individually gets a D. Scott Turner gets a D. And now Jack Del Rio. Jack Del Rio, my goodness, man. Your defense was top 10 last year, and there was expectations this year where they were like, where analysts were saying, oh, if this defense can pick up where they left off last year, maybe the offense, just needs to do enough to win games. Dude, you were the defense was nearly at the bottom of the league of every category. From burnt to your play calling was awful. Your defensive line, couldn't save you either. Your cornerbacks and free safeties were burnt toast. When it was 3rd and long for opposing offenses, and we're like, all right, bet 3rd and 20. All right, let's get off the field. Next thing you know, this offense either scrambles enough to get 22 yards, the running backs run through and get 22 yards, or deep passes, touchdown, like that, going deep for deep, and the defense, the secondary couldn't do crap. So Jack Del Rio also failed this year. D+ for him. And Nate Katzer, like I said, I'm not gonna, I'm gonna give him a C+ just because he really didn't get on my nerves. And I don't want to be generous with him, so he gets C+ just because not a lot of things were his fault. I don't think Washington had, block, that Dallas game where they got blown out 56-14. Just a lot of things didn't go right for the team in general. So, the coaching altogether, they get a D- to an F. So there you go.